Welcome to the Saints Sports Corner. We got a great show for you today. We're going to be talking about last week's training camp. What went right, what went wrong. We also going to be previewing the upcoming preseason game of the New Orleans Saints versus the San Diego Chargers. So we got a lot more on that when we come back on the Saints Sports Corner right after this. Welcome to the Saints Sports Corner. Let's dive right in, man. Let's talk about some of the things that we observed from Saints training camp last week. The first thing we want to talk about is Spencer Rattler's training camp seems to be holding steady. He seems to still be in the lead of the quarterback QB1 competition. He seems to still be showing consistency, which we expect out of him because he is the veteran in the room, him and Jake Haener. We also seeing Tyler Shough let it loose. Finally, he's not playing scared anymore. He's not playing like he's a rookie. He's starting to get it. He's starting to take chances. He's starting to throw picks, which is a good thing for Tyler Shough, because we need him to understand the difference between open and a closed window in the National Football League. So we seen Tyler Shough start to let it loose in training camp. We see him make it improving, which you want to see from your second round pick, your quarterback. He's still not there though. Both quarterbacks are still struggling a little bit with pressure, more so Shough than Rattler, but they both struggle with pressure. Hopefully this preseason game, they'll get a little pressure to clean up on some of those things, because we want both of them to be able to identify the blitz. We want both of them to be able to pick up the blitzes from where it come from, so that they can see it, so that the center can see it, so that the protections can be clean, because we all know that the offensive line protection is the number one priority for this team. It's the number one thing when it comes to this team's success, in my opinion. The offensive line being so atrocious the last couple of years is a direct result of the Saints record. So that being said, Spencer Rattler, what does it mean? What does it mean that Spencer Rattler might be QB1? The same thing it means if Tyler Shough was QB1. He has to grow. He has to find consistency. He has to play well the whole entire game. He has to become the Saints leader if he wants. This is his best chance. Probably is going to be his best chance of securing his future as a starter in this league. He has to perform. He has to put up numbers. It don't have to be wild numbers because he's a young quarterback. Remember that. But if he put up similar numbers to Jaden Daniels, similar numbers to Bo Nix, he'll be all right. Really, Bo Nix, because Bo Nix struggled early, but they rolled with him consistently. So Bo Nix is the one who you're really looking forward to him really just trying to copy when it comes to his progression throughout the season, if he is named QB1. But one thing dawned on me when Spencer Rattler, Tyler Shough, and Jake Haener had this QB competition. Drew Brees, they asked him some questions about what did he think about the competition, and he had something to say that we really should have paid attention to it a lot more. Here's what he had to say.
Man, I think he's big, strong, tough, standing there, deliver the ball, take shots. Had three season-ending injuries in college. Honestly, a lot of similarities to Taysom Hill. Taysom Hill was one of these guys coming out of college who, had spent 4 or 5 years in college, had some major injuries. But man, whenever he played really, really well, right? And obviously, we know what he's meant to the team. And when he came in and played the quarterback position, played it so well. So, look, we'll see how this thing shakes out. I mean, I'm not giving anybody the job right now. I know we went out and drafted Tyler Shough in the second round, but I'm sure Haener and Rattler have something to say about that. So, competitions bring out the best in everybody. I'm sure Kellen's excited to mold these guys.
You heard Drew Brees right here. He's basically saying that we know Tyler Shough is a second round pick, which Drew Brees has been in a situation with the San Diego Chargers before. We know that the game moves faster. We know that the windows are smaller. So what do? to be patient with the quarterback. He told you here first that Jake Haener and Spencer Rattler got something to say about that QB1 position. And what have we seen? Jake Haener and Spencer Rattler, to a certain degree, has looked much better than Tyler Shough in these training camp practices. Yes, Tyler Shough has had a wild throw here. Tyler Shough has had a wild throw there. But to his credit, he's constantly firing, but he still looks like a rookie. And that's okay. He's still 25, guys. Let's be honest about the situation. He's not 35. He's 25. He's still got a lot of room on the road to grow. So as long as he's moving at the pace that Kellen Moore and GM of the New Orleans Saints, Mickey Loomis, won't, we should be fine. Nobody said he had to be the starter. They said he can start if he was given the opportunity, and he will probably thrive because of his age and the experience that he has. So let's pump the brakes on Tyler Shough. He's in a great position. We do not have to rush this rookie. There's nothing on the Saints roster that said he needs to rush. They're not in the Super Bowl window. They're in the rebuild. So let's pump the brakes on that. Another thing I want to talk about is Jake Haener giving it everything he got. Man, let me tell you something about Jake Haener. We don't give Jake Haener enough credit, but Jake Haener pushes everybody. Like, this dude, Jake Haener, pushes everybody. He don't care what kind of battle in, he's going down swinging. Like, I got so much respect for Jake Haener, bruh. If he could just transfer that on the field, man, this guy would be a nice backup somewhere. Potentially career like Jeff Garcia, where he comes in and he wins a couple games for you, man. If he fine-tune everything, man, this dude, Jake Haener, man, I wouldn't be shocked if Jake Haener was a starter on a team that just need a bridge quarterback, because this guy, he brings it, man. You got to give Jake Haener his credit, man. Jake Haener brings it, man. He doesn't care. He's going to fight tooth and nail, and that's all you can ask for in any competition. The guy's giving it they all. So shout out to Jake Haener, man, for doing what he does best, man. Being that practice quarterback that fight tooth and nail, that make plays, that be like, wow, this guy, man, if he could just put it all together, the same thing that Spencer, if they could just put it all together in a full game, you might have something. But I know another thing we need to talk about is this defense. This defense is flying around. I thought cornerback would be a weakness. It seems like cornerback might be a strength again. I don't know. It's just training camp. No games is played. They're not playing against opposition yet. They're not playing against other teams. So we don't know if our cornerbacks is really like that. In camp, they really like that. I mean, they're going against Chris Olave and Rashid Shaheed. That's no easy feat. So they playing good on good. So let's just see. Let's see. Hopefully this offensive line, that's the number one thing I'm looking to see in this preseason game. The offensive line. Matter of fact, let's just go talk about the upcoming preseason game. Offensive line, defensive line. That's the things I'm looking for. The reason why I say offensive line twice, because man, oh man, we got two QBs that's a little shaky when it comes to pressure. Got to call a spade a spade. They're a little shaky. So this offensive line gonna have to hold up a little bit. I ain't saying forever, it's impossible, but they're gonna have to hold up a little bit more with these young QBs, because based on the camp footage we seeing, pressure is getting to both of them. It don't matter which one is getting pressure more and which one is struggling more. They both are struggling. They both are struggling with pressure. And we have to figure out how to help these guys along so that they can grow and understand where the pressure's coming from and how to pick this pressure up and what places they need to go with the ball. It's very important. It's very, very, very important that this offensive line performs. I'm looking to see if Calvin Banks can hold up over there. Bank on it. Hopefully we can bank on him holding up. I seen him and Chase Young go at it, and, you know, people saying it looks okay, but from where I'm looking, maybe it's just me. I'm trying to be optimistic, but I hate to lie to myself. I got to be accountable. I don't want to act like I see something I don't. Chase Young looked like he was kind of manhandling him. So, but I'm not at training camp physically seeing every rep. I see clips here and there, and I see what's going on, but he has a few wins, but he ain't just going to see. They got a lot more ferocious defensive lines in the NFL than ours. That's a fact. We don't have one of the better defensive lines yet. I'm hoping this year we put it all together and get back to rushing the passer. Micah Parsons may be on the trade block. Just saying. I mean, I know we building for the future, but he's still quite young. He fits the timeline. I'm just saying. Trey Hendrickson, a little bit older. But, man, we need pass rush help. We need pass blocking help. Another thing. Wide receivers. Who's going to step up? Mason Tipton been balling in camp. Can he transfer it to the field? We need I'm going to be honest with y'all. I'm not going to sit up here and sugarcoat it. We need at least 6 wide receivers to step up. That's going to sound crazy coming from knowing that they only carry 4 or 5 on game day, but we need at least 6. With our injury history, when it comes to wide receiver, we need at least 6 wide receivers. Seeing Brandon Cooks, seeing Mason Tipton, seeing Rashid Shaheed, seeing Chris Olave making plays is cool. But we need about 2 more of them things. We need about 2 more of these guys. I know Terry McLaurin is on the trade block, but I don't see that as a real possibility. I see Washington working that out. But we need pass catchers. I'm so scared of the injury history of our pass catchers, man. I keep saying it. I can't emphasize that enough. Are they going to last 16 games? Like, I could take them being out 1 or 2 games, but not the whole season. We got a young rookies and young QBs that has to grow. They need their targets out there. I know it's a not for long league. I know it's a not no fair league or whatever you want to call it, but the quarterback's growth depends on their health. Chris Olave is fighting for a contract, so hopefully he can stay healthy 16 games. Hopefully Brandon Cooks and Rashid Shaheed can do the same. Rashid Shaheed is having an outstanding camp, so is Kool-Aid McKinstry. Let's see him against some other talent. There's wide receiver talent on the Chargers. You know, let's see Rashid Shaheed against these corners for the Chargers. I know the Chargers just played, so they probably played very vanilla. But this is the second preseason game to them, so expect them to ramp it up a little bit, which is good for the Saints. Because if I'm Kellen Moore, honestly, if I'm Kellen Moore, I'm calling the coach of San Diego and saying, look, I'm not saying blitz us every play, but show us some different looks. Show them some different. I want to see how they handle this pressure. Just do me a favor. And unexpected, they could be at any quarter. Just show me something different so I can see so I can really evaluate my young QBs, because I want to see them handle pressure. We got to see these guys handle pressure. The same thing with the offensive line. Let me see if they can pick up these blitz, these stunts, these twists. I want to see if they can do it. And there's only one way to see if they can do it. You got to get it in live action. And fortunately for us, this week, we got a game. So we get to analyze what went right and what went wrong in a game setting. No more of the training camp talk. We all get to see it live. So I can't wait for that, man. Another thing, running back, Kendre Miller. What's up? Is this going to be the year Kendre Miller burst out? He looks good in camp. He said he's healthy. Can't wait to see it, man, because he got all the talent. He got a lot of the shifty moves. He looks good out there. Can't wait to see Kendrick Miller, see if this the year. Devin Neal, the little young back. AK Clone, is he going to get it done? I can't wait to see it. Like, I'm happy, man. Danny Stuntsman, who's been Nefi Sewell, who's been going off in camp. Both of the linebackers. Have we acquired the young linebackers to take over for Demario Davis? Is that a potential? Have we found his replacement for when he retired? That's good. That might be the case, but we got to see it live. I do not jump to conclusion until I see it live in pads against other teams. We gonna see. Is training camp transferring to the game, or is this just a practice thing? A lot of players good in practice, but they can't transfer it to the game. You see it all the time. I'm looking for Danny Stuntsman. He says war. He said the mustache means war. Let's see what's up. Let's see if he gonna ball out. I'm looking forward to it. I like when young rookies talk the way he talk. You know, tight ends. Is our tight ends gonna show up? Is Jawan Johnson going to put in the consistency himself? We going to see it. So we got a lot, man. We got a lot to talk about. So we're going to take this break, and we'll be right back on the Saints Sports Corner. Welcome back to the Saints Sports Corner, and let's dive right back in, man. Let's talk about the safeties, man. We added Julian Blackman. He seems to be fitting in nice. He seems to be making plays early. From what I hear, Jonas Sanker is looking good, which is encouraging because when Tyrann Mathieu retired, it looked a little thin back there. So hopefully, Jonas Sanker is picking it up. Eric Reed is who he is. He's been a baller. He's looked like he's having fun. He's looked like, he's close to home. Everybody dreams about playing home, and he looks like he's taking full advantage of it the same way Tyrann Mathieu took full advantage of it. So everything looks good back there. Looks like we're going to have some nice safety. It looked like we're going to be able to interchange safeties, which is good. I remember the time when we had Darren Sharper back there, and the time we had Malcolm Jenkins back there. Some good safeties. You was able to interchange, use Malcolm Jenkins as a chess piece all over the field during our Super Bowl year, his rookie year. I remember that. Roman Harper. So it looked like we might have another three-headed monster at safety. So I'm excited about that. Also, I think it's very important for us to look at this quarterback battle to also in a scope to where certain plays are going to be called, and we don't know what type of plays are going to be called or what Kellen Moore is going to run. But you got to understand, he knows the quarterbacks, and he's going to call it based on their strengths. So the game plan for Spencer Rattler might look different from the game plan for Tyler Shough, and we have to evaluate it in those lenses. Like, he might comes out shotgun for Tyler Shough to try to give him more space to see the defense because of him struggling when it comes to pressure. And he might be under center with Spencer Rattler because Spencer Rattler has been under center. He's taking the snaps. He can do the play action. Not saying Tyler Shough can't, but I'm just saying don't be surprised if it's a lot different because he probably want to see different things from different quarterbacks. It's not going to be the same thing in the quarterback battle. He's going to play to both of their strengths, and he's going to make it easier for both guys. At the same time, he probably gives Spencer Rattler a lot more on his play. Probably do a little bit of multiple with him just to see if he can handle multiple things. And he probably eases Tyler Shough in, so don't be surprised to see that. Also, I just can't wait, man. I just can't wait to see the first preseason. It's been a long road getting here. We all know we've been having all these topics. You got the Tyler Shough and the Spencer Rattler faithful going back and forward. Let's just get a winning quarterback. Let's just get a solid quarterback. That's all I'm asking for. I'm not asking for nobody to light the world on fire. If they do, that's just a cherry on top. But I am looking for solid quarterback play because I know, like we can only go far as our QB. And that being said, I don't know, man. There's so many storylines like Kellen Moore for coaching in his first game. I'm interested to see the 3-4 defense. We haven't had 3-4 defense around here in a long time. So it's going to be important to see how Breesy, you know what I'm saying? Guy like that who's used to playing defensive tackle be on the edge. That defensive end in the 3-4 scheme. Chase Young standing up, potential Cam Jordan standing up. I don't know. We're going to see. I just like those multiple looks. Now you got two middle linebackers. Guys like Pete Werner and Demario Davis. I haven't heard much about Pete Werner. I don't know if he's having a good camp or not, but you haven't really been writing about him. I don't know if that's a good thing or bad thing, but we're going to find out. It's just going to be a great preseason game, man, because a lot of our questions are going to be answered, and that's the most important thing. So like I said, man, I'm not going to hold y'all here too long. I'm just excited about the first game. I know y'all excited. I hope that y'all like and subscribe to the channel, man. I want to create more content like this for you guys, man. And also, man, it's Saints week, man. We should be excited. We about to get a lot of answers to all the questions that we had, all the comments, who's this, who's that, all of that's about to be put to bed. We're about to see it in a live settings. And as always, thank you guys for watching the Saints Sports Corner, and we'll see you next time.